My son takes the veggie straws and none of us are paying attention, and he takes it, dumps it right into the toilet.
Oh, no. He's AKA snack bowl.
It's a big snack bowl. And then throws the Tupperware like dramatically.
Oh my God.
Dumps, throws it, and I'm like, oh no. I'm like, are you positive this is clean? I'm like, what's our plan here? Are we letting let them eat snacks out of the toilet?
Oh my gosh. I hope you did.
Or are we?
It's technically just a bowl.
Yeah. They're like, well, it's already in there. I'm like, yeah, it is already in there, but I can take it out. And they're like, it's okay. Me knowing that it's a toilet, I have to take the snacks out.
It was too much for you.
It was too much for me to even.
You're like, I can't.
I let him do anything and everything. He can drink off the floor, eat off the floor, lick the floor, the walls. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal to me. I think there's worse things he could be doing.
But potty-shaped snack bowls is where you draw the line.
Hey there. Welcome to Parties to Playdates. I'm Kendall.
And I'm Jess. We're here to fill your day with warmth and laughter.
Join us as we navigate the chaos and joy of everyday life.
We're all about sharing real-life moments with a dash of humor and practical tips.
So grab your coffee and settle in for a cozy chat.
Because here, every moment is a story worth sharing.
No topic is off limit.
And every listener is a friend.
Let's get this party started.
Well, hey Kendall.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing great. It's so nice and breezy today.
It's super breezy.
Slightly aggressively breezy.
Very aggressive. No, the wind is horrible today. Let's be honest.
It feels very coastal.
There's no sugarcoating how bad the wind is.
On the way to your house, I have to cross that big bridge that goes over this bay, and it's usually just calm, chill water like a lake. And today it looked like the ocean. There was white caps. There was waves crashing onto the beach area that I passed. I was like,
totally.
This is a lot of friggin' wind.
It's like a war zone out there. I said the same thing yesterday when I was driving to work, and my car was shaking going over the bridge, and I was looking at both sides of the bay, and I was like, oh my God, it's all white caps.
Yeah.
It's usually beautiful. No.
And
serene.
you can look. Yeah, there it goes.
It's like
curtains coming in.
Yeah, we're in the middle of a tornado.
So good.
So sorry for the wind if you can hear it.
Yeah, it's all good. It's just nature, guys. You're welcome.
Exactly.
So what did they say or do this week?
It's a really good question. Maverick doesn't really speak. So what did he say? I don't have one really off the top of my head. I'll have to think about it. You go first.
Okay. So this week.
Give it to us.
Woo, this is a good one, guys. This week, my 13-year-old son is playing his video game, and he usually has headphones on to talk to his friends. Mm-hmm. And for some reason lately, he's not using his headphones. I don't know if they're broken or what's happening, but he's not using his headphones. So it's just coming out there's speakers on the controllers now. So you can talk to people and you can do your little games with all your friends or whatever. So me and Andrew were in the living room. He's in the other family room, whatever, playing his game, talking to his friends. And one of his friends, these kids say the craziest, most random stuff all the time. Sure. And they're always like, bruh, 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 whatever silliness. But just out of nowhere, this kid says, wash your fingers, Mr. Booty Hole Man. And I looked at Andrew and he said, wash your fingers, Mr. Booty Hole Man? And I was like...
He just repeated it?
Yeah, and I was like, why? I was like, why? But then Andrew has this thing. He's done this ever since we've been married. He'll get a phrase that gets stuck in his head, and he'll just say it all the time, nonstop, for days.
Oh, no.
Multiple times a day.
No.
So the entire rest of the weekend, just randomly, Andrew would be like, wash your fingers, booty hole man.
Just to anybody?
Just about anything.
Oh my
to
God.
any, just in the house, whatever. It's just constantly, wash your fingers, Mr. Booty Hole Man. He said it so many times that things started happening. And in my head, I'm saying, wash your fingers, Mr. Booty Hole Man. And I'm like,
So
this is the
good.
most disgusting phrase ever.
It is.
Slightly troublesome if you really break it down, which I will not.
But I'm glad they're washing their hands.
And then at one point, Andrew said something to me, and I don't even remember what it was, but I was like, whatever, wash your hands, Mr. Booty Hole Man. And then I was like, what does my life
You're
come
like,
to?
no, I succumb to
Who
the
have I become?
nastiness.
But it's so funny how something, when it's so repetitive like that, can just kind of get ingrained into your brain, and then you just catch yourself saying it or doing it, and you're like, oh my gosh, what is happening to me? So, PSA, wash your fingers, Mr. Booty Hole Man.
God.
Whoever you are. God, I
wash
hope
your
there's
hands.
only one of you.
I know. Oh, God.
Yeah.
You know, washing hands is so important.
It is.
Honestly.
It really is.
Especially coming from teenage boys.
Everybody, please just wash
the
your hands.
season you're in, I'm just
Ooh.
like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no.
I'm just like, how do these kids come up with this
For
stuff?
real, though.
Like, where are we getting Mr. Booty Hole Man? Like, I don't want to know. I just,
you're like, I don't wanna know.
concerned. I'm concerned. And then one of Andrew, I think Andrew said it loud enough, and one of them said something about, oh, whatever, I don't care what your 40-something-year-old dad thinks. And he's like, he's probably older than that. He sounds like an old Asian guy. And I was like, you're wrong on that front.
Wrong-o.
Wrong and wrong.
Yeah, double wrong.
He's definitely not over 40-something, and he is clearly not Asian.
Yeah, none of the
It was
above.
so funny. I was like, this kid.
Man, kids just say the darndest things.
They really do.
Man.
The darndest meaning disgustingest, I think.
Grotesque.
Grotesque. That's a perfect word. So,
Well, it actually reminded me of a story. Me and Maverick went to one of our girlfriends' houses. She has 2 kids. And then our other 2 girlfriends came over with their 3 kids. So all these kids, we had like a play date. And we were all just like hanging out and talking. The moms were. And, you know, we just let the kids do whatever. Like her whole house is completely like good for the kids. They can run around, do whatever. And they just moved in, by the way. Days prior, they just moved in. So there are some boxes and stuff, and things are just wherever they want to be. And I'm sitting on this couch facing the girls, and next to me, from behind me, Maverick's handing me something, and I'm like, what is this? And it's a toilet.
like a little
Potty training toilet. And I'm like, oh, Mavi, like it's just a toilet. It's where you go pee-pee poo-poos for potty. And my girlfriend's whose toilet, I was like, where did he find this?
Yeah.
She's like, oh my God, it's totally clean. Don't worry. She's like, we haven't even used it. Like, it's fresh. And I was like, okay, great. Cool. So I put it on the ground and I was like, here you go, Mavi. And of course he's like backing up, trying to sit in it. I'm like, are you trying to tell me like we're going to start potty training, or is like is this the deal?
Yeah.
And he sits on it and he goes, and I was like, oh, maybe we are. He's such a boy. Such a boy. And I was like, are you going potty? And he's just starting to giggle and laugh and just be all cute. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not trying to force it right now or anything, but like this is a good start. Really good idea. And then he gets up and goes around and does whatever. And my girlfriend brings out like snacks for us and the kids and puts it on this little table. My son takes the veggie straws. It's in a Tupperware like bowl, and none of us are paying attention. And he takes it, dumps it right into the toilet.
AKA snack bowl.
It's a big snack bowl. And then throws the Tupperware like dramatically.
Oh my gosh.
Dumps, throws it. And I'm like, oh no. I'm like, are you positive this is clean? Like, should we be? And then all the moms, we all started laughing. I'm like, what's our plan here? Are we let them eat snacks out of the toilet?
Oh my gosh. I hope you did.
Or are we?
It's technically just a bowl.
Yeah. They're like, well, it's already in there. I'm like, yeah, it is already in there, but I can take it out. And they're like, it's okay. And then I sat back down, and then I thought about it, and I was like, I have to take them out. For some reason, me knowing that it's a toilet, I have to take the snacks out.
It was too much for you.
It was too much for me to even.
You're like, I can't.
I let him do anything and everything. He can drink off the floor, eat off the floor, lick the floor, the walls. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal to me. I think there's worse things he could be doing.
But potty-shaped snack bowls is where
For
you
some,
draw the line.
I think I didn't want, and I just feel like because the other kids are getting potty trained at the time, so I didn't want them to think like, oh, let me put my snacks in the toilet, like this is what, and then eat them. So I didn't want them to think like that's what we're doing here. So I was like, I have to stop this, but I just couldn't.
That's amazing.
Potty snacks.
I love it.
Yeah.
I like that the moms are like, that's just a bowl.
Yeah.
And you're like, I can't do it.
Yeah. I was like, for a second. And then I was like, maybe not.
That's a good one.
It was good.
I like that.
Kids will be kids.
Yes, they will.
And boys will be boys. Nasty little thing.
Yes, they will.
So good.
This week, you had this great idea. I love this topic.
Bring it on.
Is talking about fitness and what works for us.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to think about it. I was like, this is such a fun idea because I feel like people are constantly like, oh, try this. Oh, I do this. And I feel like sometimes it comes off as you can only do one thing, or you can like only enjoy one thing and you have to find that one thing and then you just like stick with it and go hard. But I got to thinking, there's a lot of different things that I've tried and different things that I've enjoyed during different seasons of my life. And so I'm excited about this topic.
Yes, yes, and yes. Yeah. Because not one workout, one whatever activity is going to be the best for one person or everybody. It's all going to be different. So I just love that we have opposite like workout and health fitness routines and stuff. And I actually don't know very much about what you do other than you lift heavy.
Yes.
Yes. And I do not. I want to. I've tried in the past. It just doesn't stick. And I don't know why. But I am in that season where I do want to get more muscles, which I've never been one for like wanting to get like muscle tone and stuff. But now I am. So I know. But in the past, I mean, where did you start with everything in fitness?
So I had kind of a late blooming fitness journey. Like I never did any sports in high school. I never worked out in high school. I never really did. The most physical thing we ever did growing up was hiking. Like we would just like backpack hike through all the beautiful like slot canyons and stuff, like climb around on rocks and whatever. It was challenging, but I feel like it was just fun. Like we were just having a good time. It wasn't for actual exercise. So the first time I had ever like ran a mile was when I moved to Texas to be a part of that internship program. And one of their core values was physical health. And so they would make you get up every morning at 4 a.m. and you would do the whole campus would do a full workout together, like on this huge concrete slab. And then they would have you run because a few months into the internship, they had a trip that you would go to Pikes Peak in Colorado and hike Pikes Peak.
Yeah.
But in order to qualify to go on that trip, you had to be able to run 3 miles. In a certain amount of time. It was a very generous amount of time. You don't have to be too fast. But I remember it was the most challenging, painful thing I have ever done. And one of my roommates, she was a runner and she was the sweetest girl. And she would run next to me every day and just talk and encourage me and be like, you can do it, you got it. And she'd put her hand on my back and kind of like push me forward. Don't stop running. And I would cry and it was a very emotional experience, but I was really proud of myself because I did reach the target time and everything, and I did hike Pikes Peak, which is like 14,000 feet.
Yeah, the elevation's
and
crazy.
The hike was really cool, but I was really proud of myself for actually doing that. So that's kind of where my fitness journey started. So I was like 19 years old before I ever challenged myself fitness wise. So that's kind of where I started, which is funny that I started with running.
Yes, that actually
and here we are now.
That is so true.
So
That's funny.
What about you?
I grew up playing sports like nonstop. Like at one point, my family was like just traveling. Well, my family's nonstop been traveling for sports with all 5 of us, but it started with me wanting to play softball super young, and then my sister was like, "Oh, she's in it. I want to do it." So then we were both playing softball. Like really young. I don't even know how old we are. We're maybe like 5 or 6, starting real tiny. And we loved it. And we played. I did soccer, which I was horrible at, but I think I would love soccer now as an adult.
Yeah.
And I really want Maverick to be in soccer. and then I did basketball for a season, which I loved. I was so bad at it. Literally, my mom was like, "You're never signing that up again. No, we're not doing that." That was just torturous. And then I played volleyball and softball throughout high school and some college. And then, of course, I was in community college playing softball, and we would do weight rooms. Like, it was a lot. It was morning time, then schooling, and then doing gym and practice after. It was a lot. And then I was crazy, and I would go to the gym after and run because I really enjoyed running. I just loved running, and I also wanted to like lift more. And then I also got into pole dancing when I was 18.
How fun.
And it was a lot of fun. And actually, that's what kind of transformed, I feel like, my body into being like really strong at one point. And I did it for so many years that I was on track to like actually being a teacher for it. And then when I moved to Hawaii, I stopped playing softball. I was just in college. I still was pole dancing. And then I was just going to the school's gym, which I loved. And I would just do all the cardio because I'm a cardio freak. And I like did weights, but it was more of like machines where I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but this should make my arms look good. You know what I mean? And then like a bunch of abs. And then I would love to stretch. And I've always been into yoga. I also took yoga in college, but I started yoga when I was in high school, I think. I loved it, and I was I was taking classes, absolutely fell in love with it, and I've been pretty much doing yoga and cardio, I don't even know, since I was like 13.
Wow. Okay, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
During your pole dancing fitness years, were you ever like, I could get a job with this and make some money? Did you ever go down that road? I'm just curious.
Yes and no. I never went down the road of me wanting to make money through that. Okay. But in college,
not teaching the fitness side. I'm talking about the entertainment side.
Yes, that's where I was going with it. No, I never wanted to be a dancer. But when I just loved it was so beautiful. In our classes, they would teach you to like take your clothes off if you wanted to. If you had like a sweatshirt on, they'd be like, "This is sexy, take it off." I'm like, hey. But that's it. And then me and one of my good friends, she also got into pole dancing with me. And then she and I went for an interview at a strip club for bartending and cocktail serving.
Okay.
And it was right down the street from my house. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. I can get my foot into being a bartender and whatever, because that's what I always wanted to do. I was like, I just want to be in the service industry, make really easy, fast money. And so when we went for the job interview, we were both going for literally the same position. We're stupid. Only one of us is going to get it. And so they offered her the job. But then the manager called me back, and when I came back, he was like, yeah, so I called you back because we already filled the bartending and cocktail server position, but have you thought about being a dancer? And I was like, no. I can do the dancing. I don't want to take my clothes off for it, and I will not, so no. And it was a club, and he was like, well, you don't have to because here we serve full liquor. You're not taking your underwear off. And I was like, great. Still not doing it.
Still, that's a no.
Yeah. Thank you, but no thank you.
Cool. I was just curious.
No, not my thing. I like going to strip clubs, and it's fun. The atmosphere is a lot of fun. Everyone's so happy and everyone's dancing and it's cool, but I just don't see myself ever doing that.
Yeah.
Nah.
I feel like the idea of trying to be sexy is so absurd to me. My favorite TV show, New Girl, in the very first episode, she does this like sexy dance where she's like, I'm doing a sexy dance with the pillow. And it's so awkward and it's so weird. I was like, that's how I feel.
You're like, you're me.
If you said, do a sexy dance for money, I would be awkward and goofy and ridiculous and I would make $0. Or maybe they
have a fetish of
maybe there's some
awkward
weirdos
people
out there that need some really awkward girls dancing with pillows. I don't know. I could never do it, but it is
such a workout.
It is so athletic and it is so like full body and there's so much like flexibility and artistry. It's kind of like I feel like a more stationary version of the aerial art stuff that requires less equipment and room kind of thing. So
the aerial stuff I've always wanted to get into too, like silks and things like that. I thought it was so beautiful. I'm like, you have to be so strong for that. But yeah, I know pole dancing probably gets a bad rap from just, like entertainment wise and stuff, but it is such a workout that I definitely have been asking recently for Ryan to put a pole in the house so I can try and do it again. But he's like, we can't just put a hole in the ceiling and a hole in the floor and just call it a day and there's a pole. So
I'm with him. I'm always concerned when you have to hook things into the ceiling. I feel like it's questionable, and we might need a professional to install something like
totally.
this.
Like to the point where I like asked my parents, because I was living in my parents' house at the time when I was in community college taking classes, and I was like, hey, can I get a pole? And my dad's like, great, so you're going to be a stripper? And I was like, no, I've been dancing, I take the classes. Yeah. He's like, okay. And I was like, I'll just buy one. Can you just install it? He's like, no, if I'm going to install it, I'm going to go to Home Depot and I'm going to make it myself. And I'm like, okay. We literally went to Home Depot. We go down the aisles of like poles with poles for, I don't even know what
plumbing.
Probably
electric.
Plumbing poles. Yeah. I'm like, it looked like a stop sign pole, to be completely honest.
Oh my god.
And he had my aunt at the time, she did powder coating, I think it's called.
Yeah.
She made it black for me and like shining. It was really beautiful. Brought it back home and he's like, let me install this puppy. And literally it's still in my parents' garage.
That is amazing.
To this day. Yeah.
I like how your dad was like, I'm going to install the pole to keep her off the pole.
Yeah. And here we go.
He's like, if she has one at the house, she won't find one somewhere else.
Yep. And they still have it. So
I love it. That
it's
is
always
amazing. What
funny.
a supportive father.
Yeah, he was great. Totally
making
great.
your fitness dreams come true, even if they seem a little risky.
Yeah.
Or risque.
Exactly. So yeah.
I love that. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So after that whole adventure of my running career,
which is huge.
When me and Andrew got married a few years later, we did this Body for Life program that was like you were training to be like a fitness competitor.
Mm-hmm.
Like the food program was like
dog trash.
It was raw broccoli.
Oh God.
Roasted chicken like 90% of the time. It was literally just like lean meat and vegetables, and it was very troublesome. It was very effective, but
I'm sure it was.
I love food, and
I'm sorry, how boring.
It was gross, and I hated it, and so that didn't last very long. But throughout all my child birthing years, I really didn't do a lot of fitness stuff, mostly because I was freaking exhausted.
Well, yeah, and you're busy.
And I don't know what time I had, but I did. There was a few different programs I went through. Like I did like P90X or like I did like a Pilates program for a while, and like a lot of at-home video stuff and things like that. Just like something to do. But I was never super consistent with it. I would just kind of do it for a while and then fall off the wagon. So my fourth baby, before I had him, Andrew was deployed. So I had 3 kids. Andrew was deployed. And I had moved back to Utah with my mom because I had 3 kids, and I had literally just had my third. Like he was brand new. So, and Andrew was going to be gone for another like 10 plus months.
Oy.
So I was living there, and one day we were having a conversation, and Andrew really liked CrossFit, and he was kind of doing it where he was deployed. And he told me, when he's like, hey, there's a CrossFit gym like where you're at. He's like, you should go give it a try. And I was like, huh?
You're like, I just had a baby.
Oh my gosh, that sounds really hard.
It does sound hard.
But it worked out really well because I was living with my mom. I could go to a super early class while the kids were still asleep. And then if the baby woke up, like she was there to feed him and whatever. But usually I would go and make it back before he even woke up. So it was a really good setup for starting something new. But CrossFit was one of the most hardcore, challenging, difficult fitness programs I've ever done. But it really opened the door for a love and an understanding of weightlifting, because so much of CrossFit is like functional strength training, functional movements that kind of help keep your body in a place to where you're not just building big muscles to look cool. You're actually building functionality into your muscles, and it looks really nice, kind of thing. So, and also I realized I had never done anything that was such like a group fitness thing. I'd been to like a class where like the instructor would tell you what to do, but CrossFit was different because it was like the people that were doing the class were doing it with you, but then everybody next to you was kind of involved. Like there was a lot of team things where you'd like, you do this while I do this, and then you switch off, and everybody was so encouraging regardless of how weak you were or how much you struggled. It was probably one of the best environments, I feel like, for fitness, because the trainers were encouraging, the fellow CrossFitters were super encouraging, and everybody wanted you to succeed. There was lots of like timers and timed things and speed things. So it was nice because CrossFit is super intense, but a lot of it is really short. So you're not working out for an hour. You're working out for like 20 minutes. It's the hardest 20 minutes of your life.
Yeah.
And you're dying. But I really loved CrossFit. And I loved it so much that when Andrew got home, he got out of the military, we moved back to Utah where my family is, where that CrossFit gym was. And then I got pregnant with my fourth, and I did CrossFit with my fourth baby all the way up until like 5 days before he was born.
That is awesome.
And I felt so good. Like it was so wonderful. And it was a very easy birth. I feel like part of that played into me actually being active during that pregnancy. I love CrossFit.
Yeah.
So what about after your pole dancing?
After
you worked
college,
the pole.
after college, I was in Hawaii, and I took yoga and dance class. I actually took ballet during college as well, which I absolutely loved.
Ooh,
I loved
nice.
dance all my life. After all of that, I really just did at-home exercises. And then one of my girlfriends, for a long time, she did like a squat inferno class. She called it squat inferno because it was all music based. And then it would be like lunges, squats, weighted stuff, bands, bridges, ab work, arm work, but everything was to music. So it was a lot of fun.
That's fun.
And I did that a lot with her. And then she and I, on like the off days, we would go to TRX at Turtle Bay at their gym, and it was so nice. We would do that. We would go to yoga classes, which I really wish there was something out here like this, which I know there will never be unless I start it. But there was a donation-based yoga studio, which was amazing because it was amazing yoga teachers, but you never felt like you had to pay like $35 or $30 for a class like everywhere on 30A does over here. Everything is just out of control expensive for no reason. Like, we all want to feel good. Yoga makes you feel good. I just wish maybe I need to do it, but have a place where it's just like, give what you can. If you can't give anything, if it just makes you feel good, then great. Then like, let's do it.
Yeah.
But there was one class, her name was Lily, and it was Funky Flow Fridays, I believe. Her class, literally, there was like almost 100 people. I know that sounds dramatic, maybe like 70, but there were so many people in this room because it was in a community center, and it was like a stage, and then there was like a big open floor. There was everyone on the stage, everybody on the floor. Mind you, everyone stinks because it's yoga hippy dippies in there, and we're all literally like this close together, and it was great. But her classes were so fun because she would play all this funky music, and she would just let you kind of like flow the way you wanted to. And if you wanted to throw a handstand in or just try, do it. If you wanted to be in child's pose the whole time or like lay in corpse, do it. And it was like fun and cool, and it was amazing. And then she would also she was so amazing. She would literally go around to every single person at the very end while we were like in Shavasana, just laying there for minutes, just like listening to gonging.
Yeah.
She would come and like rub oil on our foreheads and like rub our ears and touch our feet. It was amazing. So I loved those yoga classes. And then after that, I still was running, and I've always just been running forever, I feel like. And I would do random like races here and there, or else to go to 5K for the school. Sure, let's do it. Stuff like that. And then it started once I moved back to California from Hawaii. I started running more. The girls I was working with, Nicole, one of them, she was into running. And then our manager, Maggie, who was really close with us as well, she was a big runner and walker. And then I just kind of started falling in love with it more and more. And then when I moved to Florida is when it peaked for me, where I was like, I'm going to start racing. Like, I'm going to start making goals and do bigger races than 3 miles. I wanted to do half marathon. That was like my biggest goal. And then my girlfriends back at home, Nicole and Maggie, were also doing the same thing. Like, they were doing half marathon. So we were all like, let's do it. They would do it. I would do it. Even I did a few. And then Maggie actually came out to Florida and did one with me in Pensacola. They're always in Pensacola, I feel like. So yeah, she flew out for a few days. We did a race together. We did a half marathon out there, which was so much fun. And then I was like, I'm going to do a marathon. And I saw Brittany runs a marathon, and I swear by this movie because it's so inspiring to me, because her fitness journey is literally like from like couch potato to marathon runner.
Wow.
Doing the like New York City marathon. Super cool.
Ooh.
Yeah. Really got me amped up. So that's when I was like, Ryan, I'm running a marathon. He's like, you could do it. And I'm like, whoa, wasn't expecting that, but sure. And then, and then it just kind of went from there. So I ran my first marathon, and I loved it. I had such a good time because it was the Disney World one, which how can you not have a good time at the Disney World Marathon?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was fantastic. I would do it again in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even train.
Do you get like a free ticket into Disney World if you run the marathon?
No, because they're selfish. But no, I'm kidding. They're not
Disney,
selfish. But
get your shit together.
I know.
If these people are running 26 miles, just give them a little ride.
You can, though.
Please.
That's the loophole. So during the marathon, you're running through all 5 parks. I'm sorry,
so
all
you
4
could just
parks.
run and get in line
Yes.
somewhere?
So, but if you didn't want it to affect your time. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm already hitting 5 hours. I already know that. I thought I was going to hit 4.5, but I kept stopping and pulling my pants down and rubbing BioFreeze all over my butt cheeks and my knees because I thought they were going to explode. And then pulling my pants up, walking for like a minute until it kicked in, and then I'd keep running. And I'm like, and I wasn't thinking about my time or anything like that. But then there's people, because every mile there was a DJ and characters from Disney where people were lining up waiting to take photos with these people. And I'm like, we're in a race here. So like, if I didn't take it so seriously, I probably, the next time I do it, because I know there will be a next time, I'm going to stop and take every photo, dance, go on rides, whatever I want to do, because we're running through and the park is open. What are they going to do? Stop you because you're wearing a bib? And they're like, ma'am, you don't have a ticket here. You cannot ride the roller coaster. No. So people do it all the time. But I didn't.
Your time is like 15 hours.
Literally. And I think it's an open-ended one too, because there's a bunch of races that do stop after like 6, 7, 8, 9 hours. Yeah. There's some that are just until you finish.
When you make it, you make it.
Yep. And so then after that, it was baby making time. So we got pregnant with Mav. And then honestly, I did fall off of the running train because I was so scared to lose him.
Yeah.
I was like so scared to do anything. I wouldn't even do yoga. And my doctor was literally like, Kendall, unless you're bouncing up and down on your belly, you are fine to run and you are fine to do yoga. Please go back to it. And I was like, no. And so then I finally got back into exercise at home. I was doing light stretches and like yoga and stuff like that. And then I finally was like, what am I scared about? What is going on? It clicked. I started biking a lot and I would walk all the time. I tried to run, but then my belly was really big. And then that was uncomfortable. But I did do workouts at the house. And then I ended up starting to go to a beach workout class at like, I think 30 weeks. And she's like, should you be here? I'm like, yes. She's like, have you been working out? I'm like, yes. She's like, okay. And it was hot. It was like April, probably. No, maybe March when I started. But I worked out until the week he came, because he wasn't even due. But the week he came, it was like, I worked out on a Tuesday and literally everyone was like, I really don't think you should be doing this. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to sit in the water. I'll watch you guys. And I did. And I talked people around. They're like, I can't believe you're doing that. I'm like, I know. And it's 38 Fit by Allie Gray. She's great. Her classes are fantastic. And they're really freaking hard. Yeah. Like they're so hard and they're in sand. So it's like extra hard.
That's crazy.
And then had Maverick and then didn't really care about what I was doing for workouts after. Honestly, like I was just like, I love my body, doesn't matter. And I really wanted to have another baby quicker than what's happening. So I was just like, I'll just wait so I don't have to put so much pressure on myself.
Yeah.
And then have another baby and do it again. But I got over that really quick and then started running again and doing more races. And then here we are today. And I started a different workout class with Moms on the Move. Lindsay Wild started it for moms who have young children that they can't go to gyms because nowhere over here has childcare and gyms unless it's like...
And it can be really expensive.
And it's expensive.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, great. So I have to pay for this and now I have to pay for that. And like, what? For a 30-minute workout that I'm probably going to be like, is my kid okay? Is my kid okay? Is everything okay?
Yeah. She
made this great workout program. We go to tennis courts.
Which I think is a genius idea.
It's stupid smart.
It's like...
Stupid smart. It's a huge cage.
It's kind of like it's like, let's take the kids to the prison yard.
Yes.
So the moms can get their fitness in. And the kids just get to play and hang out and possibly shank each other. Whatever happens.
It's fantastic. Like
it's yard rules.
It is 100%.
But it is so smart to just like have them in a contained area. It's safe. Like they're just going to play around and come back and you can see them. It's I love it. When you posted pictures, I was like, this is genius. And it's kind of a play date for your kids.
Mm-hmm.
So they get to have like social time and interact with people, and they get to have fun, and they get worn out too.
Mm-hmm.
And then they see, oh, like fitness is good. Mom is taking care of herself. Like all of those things. It's so smart. I love that she does that.
I love it too. I absolutely love it. It's like literally our daily routine. So she now does it 4 times a week. I usually only go maybe 2 or 3 because I do like to run on my other days because it's too much if I do it all. I can't do that anymore. But Maverick loves it. I love it. There's so many great moms and great kids, and it's just a really good time, and it's affordable. That's like another huge thing is she made it so affordable. So we're not like paying out our wahoo trying to just like be mentally stable from a good workout class. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that way. And it's great. And that's what we do. And that's kind of where we're at. And honestly, after the second marathon that I did in January, we're now back on baby making train. So I'm kind of just like not going crazy hard in my exercise stuff, but I do want to start lifting heavier. And I keep saying that. And Lindsay keeps telling me to up my weights at class to 15s. But 15 pounds is so heavy for me.
Yeah.
It is really hard for me to do that. So 10s is where it's at right now, but maybe 12s. But
I like it.
I really want to get like bulkier arms and a butt.
Yeah.
So I need to do whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
For the booty.
Yeah, I love an at-home program, especially as a mom. Like sometimes you really that's your only option. These last couple of years, well, since we've been in Florida, I met a friend who she was going to the gym every morning, like all the way in Destin, way farther than she needed to be. And so we had moved closer to where she lived. And one day I was like, dude, why don't you just come work out in my garage? Because we had bought like a lot of CrossFit equipment and all the weights and everything. Like we could do full on workouts. So when we lived in Virginia, I would just do CrossFit workouts with another one of my friends, which I realized I am not great at working out by myself. Like I'm way more consistent if I know my friend's showing up, if she's going to be there every day. So in Virginia, I started doing that. So just garage workouts, like just going hard in all weathers, which was always fun and challenging. And then when we moved here and I met my current workout partner, she canceled her gym membership and she started coming out to work out in my garage. So we did that for...
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we did that for almost 2 years in the garage. And then we bought a different house that was still close, but the garage like wasn't as great of a setup. And so we decided to join a gym that was closer. So now we've been going to the gym or working out together in my garage. We're going on like 5 years.
That is
with
amazing.
the same workout partner, and we're early birds. Like
you guys are early
5:30
birds.
in the morning. We work out for an hour. It's all about lifting and building big booty muscles. It's like our only
juicy booties.
It's our only focus, and because that's what we want. We want.
And
a
you
big
guys have great butts.
butt. We do, and it totally works. Lifting is interesting because your body as a woman has like all those different phases that it goes through every month and how your hormones dip in and out. So I feel like it's a constant battle of learning your body, understanding like, is this the time when I can lift heavier? There are certain phases during your month that you can lift heavier things. And then there are other ones that like your body appreciates more cardio and less weight. But I've really loved just learning how to lift, and I feel like I've been doing it for so long now that if you ask me, give me a workout that targets X, Y, and Z, I could literally build you a fitness program. So we do a lot of heavy weights, not a huge amount of reps, like usually 10 to 12 reps with super heavy weights for 3 or 4 rounds per movement. And we'll do like between 6 and 8 moves every workout.
Yes.
And so we go through and we target different muscle groups. So right now, because summer's coming and we got to make sure those booties are juicy for them bikini bottoms, we're doing actually Monday, Wednesday, Friday is leg and butt day.
Oh, I love it.
So 3 days a week, you got to build the muscles. So that's how you get the big booties. You got to build the muscles. And then the other Tuesdays and Thursdays, we switch back and forth between... One day we do like shoulders and triceps. The other day we do back and biceps. We're not huge on chest workouts, but we mix those in occasionally. And then we'll throw in, a lot of times on our arm days, we'll do abs and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I always rest on the weekends. Like I rarely do anything on the weekends.
Yeah.
And when the weather's really nice outside, I try and do beach walks.
Yeah.
Because it's just
so pretty.
It's kind of like therapy
it is.
and fitness at the same
really
time
is,
because
though.
it helps you appreciate where you live. It's like time to like think. Because I'm doing this trip to Italy, I started walking on the beach and doing my Italian lessons at the same time.
Such
so
a beautiful morning.
If you see me walking on the beach saying all sorts of fancy
She's
Italian
talking
words
shit in Italian to you guys.
I am ordering some del vino. I learned that one today on the way here, actually.
I
was like,
it.
finally, we're learning words I'm actually going to use.
Exactly. That's wine, right?
Yes. Tell me how to order the wine.
I should know that. I'm like, I know what that is.
And I got Andrew covered because they taught us how to order the beer as well. So I'm just waiting for the pasta lesson.
Like, yeah, the pasta.
Give me the pasta lesson and I will be set.
And tiramisu. I'm sure you just say tiramisu.
Give me the pasta, the dessert.
Yeah, all the good stuff.
The dessert vocabulary. So, yes. That's pretty much mine. And I'll be honest, I like the idea of running, but I really don't enjoy it.
And that's okay.
At all. And I'm like, I don't want to have to force myself to enjoy something that I don't enjoy. Weightlifting, I am sore all the time. I push myself hard all the time. But it's a pain that I enjoy, that I look forward to, and I feel like I like the results that I get from it.
Yeah.
And so that makes me happy. And so I'm like, I don't need to be a runner because it doesn't make me happy at all. It makes me kind of sad.
I know, huh? And I was thinking about this the other day because one of my girlfriends who did the marathon with me, she was like, yeah, I actually really did not like the way my body looked when we were doing our marathon. She's like, after all the training for 6 months, I just really didn't like the way my body looked. And I never thought about it because I was like, oh my gosh, my first marathon, I lost so much weight. I think I lost like 20 pounds from when I started to where I was running. And then I gained it back really quickly because I wasn't running as much.
Yeah.
But then this round of training for my marathon, I didn't lose a single pound.
That's interesting.
And it was so interesting because I brought it up when we were talking. They were like, you didn't? And I was like, no. And I swear I think it's because my body also is just used to all this running. But I was also weight training at Lindsay's classes.
Oh.
So I think I was just like, if I was losing any fat, I was gaining muscle with it.
Yeah.
But it was like... It was so interesting to me. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what an interesting topic to think about. I was trying to gain muscle, so I'm happy I was. But my butt is gone.
Yeah.
There's no butt.
The cardio will just
I know, it just eats it away.
Right off.
It really does. Just like, it just falls off. Like the second you like put your feet into running shoes, your butt just hits the floor.
Yeah.
It's like, bye. I think that's the only thing for me that's like, I love running so much, but it does suck because of like I love the benefits from it for myself. It makes me feel good. I love the runner's high from it. I feel like it keeps me the way I want to be, but I do want to get to a different point of how I look with like muscles and things like that.
Yeah.
Toning.
Yeah. I feel like that for me, I hate the scale because everything is so skewed with the scale a lot of the times compared to what your body feels or looks like.
Yeah.
And so a long time ago, I was like, I don't really care what this number is. It's fun
Yeah.
to see it sometimes because sometimes I'll be like, I look and feel great. I'm so sexy.
Oh yeah, you
I'm
feel
so
fire
hot.
and then you step on the scale.
And then I step on the scale and I was like,
You're like, shit.
I was like, oh my gosh, nobody would know that I weigh 200 pounds. But somebody just said how good my butt looks in
Yeah.
these pants. And they have no idea that there's 200 pounds stuffed in there. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's so stupid because it's just a number.
It is just a number.
But sometimes I find it amusing because I'm like, people have no idea how much weight I carry around because a lot of it is muscle. And I'm like, I don't even care what that number says. I like how my clothes fit and
Yeah.
I feel good about myself. So
I say the same thing when it comes to like my girlfriends being like, well, I want to lose weight. And I like get on the scale and I'm just like so disturbed. I'm like, you guys also understand if you're doing cardio and doing weightlifting, you're going to gain muscle, which is heavier than fat. So even if you are losing fat, I'm like, look at your body. How are your clothes fitting?
yeah.
Screw the number on the scale. Cut your tags out of your pants. Who cares? It just matters, honestly, on how your clothes are fitting and how it makes you feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I love it. It's so good.
so yeah, what are we cooking this week, girlfriend?
Ooh, what am I cooking this week? I made Cafe Rio is this restaurant from Southern Utah where I grew up, but they have this sweet, spicy, shredded pork salad that's this tortilla with melted cheese on it, beans, rice, there's sweet, spicy pork, lettuce. They do this spicy jalapeno tomatillo ranch dressing
Yum.
that goes on the salad. You can throw like guacamole, sour cream, salsa, but it's the best freaking salad in the world. It's so good. And a few years ago, I found a copycat recipe for it.
Oh, yeah.
And so I made that this week, and it's so good. And
it sounds so good.
The leftovers, you can make yourself a burrito. You can make yourself like a rice bowl. So I just threw the rice and the beans and the meat, and the ranch
kills it.
Is killer. And it is so simple. Whenever I make it, I'm like, why am I not just making this sauce and
just keeping it in the
like,
fridge?
Why am I not just like putting it on my eggs and
you should.
putting it on
Put
fish
it in a squirt bottle.
tacos? Like, I really need to make that dressing more often because it is so freaking good. But so I made that, and my kids love it too. So every time they're like, "Oh my gosh, are you making cafe Rio?" Oh my gosh!
Oh my god, they're so cute.
There's certain things that when they hear that I'm making something,
they get stoked on.
They get stoked, or my daughters are going to be at work, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I can't wait to get off work so I can come home and eat that."
How cute is that?
It's really
Jess,
cute.
you're such a good cook.
They get so excited, but I get excited too because I was like, "Oh, it's so yummy."
This week, I've been like obsessed with seaweed. I know that's so random and so weird. But and you tried it the other day at the aquarium.
I did.
But I've totally been obsessed with seaweed.
It was Kendall seaweed. It was not seaweed from the aquarium. Okay,
No,
or just make that clear. Jess is not eating the aquarium seaweed.
No, it was from a package, from my purse, and it was teriyaki flavor. And they have all the different types of flavors. Even if it's just regular like sea salt seaweed, it's so good. So I got like the bigger seaweed ones to like do sushi. And we used to roll sushi all the time, Ryan and I, for like dinners and stuff. And it's so easy and so good. But I was coming home from work late the other night, and I was on the phone with Ryan. I was like, hey, can you throw that white rice in a box on the stove for me? Can you cook it? Because it takes 10 minutes. He's like, sure. I was like, I'm going to make some sushi. He's like, that is not sushi rice. I'm like, I don't give a shit. It's going to be white rice in my sushi. And he's like, okay. He's like, it's just not going to work. I'm like, watch, it's going to work. And so I take like the square of the seaweed paper, throw some rice on it. I cut up. And we also have a ton of cucumbers, peppers, and avocado right now. So I cut them all up, threw some carrots, put some green onion stalks in there, rolled that bad boy up like in the maki, like a little hand roll. Yeah. And I just squirted either shoyu or like teriyaki. It's like that Japanese teriyaki sauce that's so delish. And it's like hot and spicy. Oh my God, it took me 5 minutes to literally put it together and eat it. It was so good. And it made me so happy. I had like 2 or 3 of them. And it was fantastic.
That sounds tasty.
And it was so easy. I'm like, why don't I do this more often? And Maverick would enjoy it, which he just ran by. Oh, no. Who knows what he's doing? It's another free-for-all.
Wash your fingers, Mr. Booty Hole Man.
It's another free-for-all, and my phone died, so I can't see what he's doing.
Well, that's our cue. It's time to go. You guys
he just ran by again.
He's like, I'm part of the fitness episode.
Woo! There he is.
Yeah, you guys let us know, what is your favorite fitness thing? Are you a Pilates girl?
Ooh.
You a yoga girl?
Ooh.
Are you a pole dancer?
Ooh.
Are you, I don't know what other options are. Are you just like
That's
a sport girl?
That's all that we give. I'm just kidding.
A sports girl? Are you a swimmer?
Yeah, do you like working out with people? Because I do. Ryan hates it, and he only likes to go to the gym by himself.
Or like a group, or are you a Zumba girl? Ooh,
oh, yeah.
Those are fun ones.
Yeah.
I love me some Zumba.
We do Zumba week every now and then for our workout class. It's fun.
I love that.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know.
Hit us up, and we'll see you in the gym or on the trail.
Oh, yeah.
Or on the beach.
Should we flex and say goodbye?
Should we flex?
I have no muscle.
Oh, my God. Oh, we gotta go. Bye.
I thought for sure I'd have a baby bump.
I couldn't even. All I could think is I felt like that girl with the pillow.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
And that, party people, wraps up another delightful episode of Parties to Playdates.
We hope you're leaving with a smile, a story, and maybe a tip or two.
Remember, life's journey is better shared with a friend.
And we're so grateful to be part of yours.
If you enjoyed today's chat, don't forget to rate and subscribe to our show.
Your support keeps our community growing and our stories flowing. We want to hear from you. Please send us your thoughts, ideas, and questions to partiestoplaydates@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Parties to Playdates.
Until next time, keep embracing the chaos and finding the joy.
Take care and stay connected, party people.
Bye for now, and don't forget to laugh a little extra today.
Bye.